What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome to SFL Week 9. This is the last week of the regular season. We're going to be going up against Sam, coach of... Shoot, what? I don't remember his team name, actually. He used to be the goaler Lagans, and I really appreciate that name because anime. But I actually don't remember his team at the moment. Shoot, what is it? Regardless, he's got a really good team. You can see it in the notes document in the lower right. I was actually just about to get in the battle with him, but I totally forgot that I didn't do a team building video. So I had my slides prepped and everything, but didn't have the time to make a team building video. And I still want to do it before the battle, as opposed to after the battle, even if it has less production quality beforehand. Now, this battle is big. It doesn't have a ton of playoff implications. It does give us the chance, if we win, to potentially claim first place in the regular season. But outside of that, we've clinched a playoff spot, and we're probably going to be playing Sam again first week of playoffs anyways. What this is about is pride, and that's why I'm really excited for this. Sam is always a really top battler in these leagues I've been a part of, and it's always really fun battling him. And I want to win this just for me. I'm okay with losing if it's a great battle, but I want to win this battle. So I prepped pretty hard for him. Now, he's got a great team. He's got, some really offensive mons, to be honest. He's got a couple bulkier mons, but his team is actually very similar to mine in that we're both playing outside of our comfort zone with more offensive teams. So it's going to be a very fast-paced, very high-risk reward, very big consequences on each turn. So it's going to be intense, and I am feeling the nerves for sure. But the first mod I wanted to get into was Infernate. Now, Infernate puts in so much work. It hits a nice speed tier as well. I forget exactly what that outspeeds. I think it's Greninja before Ash Greninja form, or not quite. Maybe Mian Xiao, I think, is what it outspeeds. But regardless, I have Fire Punch, Close Combat, Mach Punch, and Gunk Shot. Some of that coverage might be might seem redundant, but it really does hit each of his mons pretty hard. Gunk Shot is there solely for Clef, but outside of that, Fire Punch hits a lot of mons like Forretress, Decidueye hard, and hits some things neutrally that Close Combat wouldn't otherwise. Close Combat does a ton to Zardex, to it KOing. Depending on the spread, it might KO after, or it'll KO after rocks. Close Combat does a lot to really just about anything. Mach Punch is there in case Zardex gets a Dragon Dance and I need to get some priority off. It's also there for Greninja in case he's got some Water Shuriken shenanigans or he's locked into Hydro Pump or something like that. And I just want to get some chip damage off maybe on something, or to just straight up KO Greninja, which is what I have the attack investment for. And of course the rest goes into HP, but yeah, this thing hits hard. That's pretty much all there really is to it. The next mod I've got is Tapu Fini, one of the only switch-ins I have on my team. Just in general, but also in this week in particular. It's great for Zardex, even though it still takes a ton, despite all this defense investment, it still takes a ton from Flare Blitzes, but it can do some good damage to it with Moonblast. It can defog away hazards, which I anticipate him bringing, whether it's Forretress with, rocks, various types of spikes. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't want hazards up on my side. I also can take on Clef 1v1, which is really nice via Calm Mind and Taunt, because I'm really scared of Clef. Whether it's Unaware or Magic Guard makes a huge difference, and if I predict wrong, it could have huge consequences. This is also really helpful for Forretress, shutting down Forretress. This is a great switch into Mian Xiao. It also helps shut down Cosmic Power Sigilyph. Yeah, this thing is good. It's also really good against Gastrodon. I just can't afford to switch it in too many times, so it does have a limited lifespan. The next mod we got is Komaida, Choice Scarf Circuitry, just hitting really hard. We've got modest max special attack with just enough speed to outspeed Ash Greninja, and yeah, Thunderbolt, it does so much damage. Into what it doesn't do a lot of damage to, Energy Ball does a ton as well. And then same goes for Dazzling Gleam, depending on coverage for a late game sweep. What he's got left, it gives me options to choose certain things. And Volt Switch, of course, is for momentum. Pretty straightforward. Next up is Mega Scizor, BP, U-Turn, SD, and Roost. After one SD, I do a ton of damage with Bullet Punch, to a ton on his team. I've got very specific Spadef, to potentially take a Flamethrower from Clef, depending on its item, his special attack investment, and to potentially take Thunderbolts from Rotom Mo. This is also here to potentially take a high jump kick from Mian Xiao, and do about a little over half with Bullet Punch back, which is really nice. Bullet Punch also does a decent amount to Greninja. We're also supposed to live a +1 Hydro Pump. Basically a Specs Hydro Pump from Greninja, which is really cool. This is also a switch in for Water Shuriken. We don't get to a KO'd by Shuriken, so we can Roost up on that. We can U-turn on it, of course. We can also SD potentially. Bullet Punch is there to help out with Clef and just about everything, really. U-Turn is there for momentum, because momentum will be huge in this match. I cannot stress enough how important momentum will be when we have two very offensive teams going on. And, of course, at +2, U-Turn will do a lot of damage to whatever it hits. So, there's that. It's also there for X-Cloud. I forgot to mention, Specs X-Cloud's Boom Burst doesn't 2-hit KO us, which is really cool. Of course, got to play around with flamethrowers and be careful between Tapu Fini and Scizor. And then, of course, we've got Drapion, who is a very, very defensive set, helping out with the Zard X, of course, and potentially Decidueye. It can also tank some hits from Rotom-Mow, and Kecleon, of course, too. Maybe even a Alolan Persian as well, but what's really important is this thing can Toxic up on Zard X. Between Toxic and Protect and Mach Punch, I could potentially Last Resort take it down that way. Toxic is really helpful. I was considering Toxic Spikes, but decided Toxic because I wanted more, or just a shorter timer for all of the Mons. But yeah, Sam is now ready for the battle, as I've been notified on Discord. But Poison Jab is there to also help out with Clef, Knockoff for utility, getting rid of, Specs, Scarves, etc., which, boost damage output and the like. And Protect is there to sometimes scout, especially for Mian Chao, which might come in and try to go for high jump kick against me. And of course, to also get back a little bit of recovery. And then lastly, we've got Omastar, which is a really interesting set. We got Earth Power and Hidden Power Grass. It's kind of like an anti-lead / lead set with Stealth Rock and Toxic Spikes. I said Toxic Spikes would be really helpful on Drapion, but Drapion is really there for defense, specifically against Zard. In general, Toxic Spikes will be helpful to get a little bit of chip damage that puts things potentially in Bullet Punch range from Scizor, or Scarf Thunderbolt from Komaeda, and the like. And Stealth Rock, of course, chip damage, and it's really helpful for Zard. So that's why those are there. Hidden Power Grass is there because Gastrodon, I'm almost guaranteeing that he brings Gastrodon because he needs an electric resist or immunity if I'm going to bring Xurkitree. So I really highly anticipate Gastrodon, and Gastrodon is a perfect switch into Omastar. So Hidden Power Grass is only natural to attack that. Earth Power is there for Zard X after it's Mega Evolved because my defense investment allows me to take 2+1 Dragon Claws or 1+1 Earthquake from Zard X after Rocks. And my Earth Power does a ton. It puts it in Bullet Punch range, so it can't roost up on me, which is really cool. So yeah, Focus Sash is there just so that I guarantee I get one of my hazards up, and Weak Armor so that after I get hit by some sort of attack, a physical attack, I can get to +2 speed and get another hazard up, or one attack off before, maybe putting something in range of a threat that I can bring in after Omastar dies. So yeah, sorry this was a little rushed. Sam is ready to go. The battle is going to be intense. It's going to be one of the best in my opinion, hopefully. Sam is a really great battler. I'm really excited to play him. It's going to be scary though. I'm really sad that I have to play him with Hyper Offense, but we're both in the same boat on that end. It's going to be very risky, very rewarding. This match could take all of 10 minutes, depending on how it goes. And it could also take 30 minutes, depending on how it goes, despite us both playing Hyper Offense. So I hope you guys are excited for it, or at least as much as I am. But until the battle, this has been Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete.